Welcome my friends, we have Town Hall 11 3-stars taking down the new anti-3-star base designs, and let's just start off with the LavaLoon, and then we also have miners. So stick around because you're going to get both ends of best of the both worlds. Anyways, so the kill squad here, which is just a king and queen and 2 baby dragons. Now the whole purpose of the babies is help funneling, and the king and queen is trying to get to the enemy king and queen. Look what's happening. Queen's gonna come out just a little bit late on that king. Maybe if he had popped a king ability like a second early, the queen might have dropped. It came down to the wire, but amazing stuff. Even without the enemy queen dying, he was still able to get this 3-star, so quite impressive. Now, kill squad didn't really do much, just kind of swagging a kill squad, right? But then the main bulk is right here. Now, this is the danger section that I've always talked about funneling. But, you know, because he emphasized this 12 o'clock side to get to the Inferno, and he's got the side at 9. So let me pause right there. See what's going on here, guys? He's doing this both at the same time. He's at 12 and at 9, and he's got the funnel going in nicely. And now he will have some of his loons split off, but that's okay. He had loons go to the Inferno Tower, and he's got the Warden. Notice he has the Warden with this Inferno Tower. See that Warden ability? Perfect Warden ability. And then on the back end here, he's got the clone spell to deal with the second Inferno Tower. So that was systematic. That wasn't just willy-nilly, I'm going to go do this for fun. He made sure that happened. And then he's got a couple spells for the back end. Now, could he have saved some loons for the back end? Yeah, he probably could have, but he still smashed it. So it came out all good anyway. And even with the queen not dying, look at that. Those pups just take her down pretty fast. So, you know, I always like to save 1 or 2 loons for the back end, but I don't know, it doesn't even matter. He still 3-starred it very nicely, and pretty much, I mean, for being new in the meta, in the sense we haven't seen many 3-stars on anti-3-star bases in a long time because the meta has not been there. But because things are changing, here it is again. Now look at this one wizard tower, almost strong enough to take down all 3 of those loons, but not quite. The last loon takes him down, takes that wizzy down, and look at all the cleanup here. Very nicely done. So again, plan for what you need. You know, on this attack he had the Warden for the 12 o'clock Inferno and the clone spell. So did you have to do it that way? Of course not. I mean, you could have swapped around, you could have emphasized something different, you could have brought a freeze if you wanted. But he used, freeze wouldn't have been as good because he had that Warden ability, and the clone is very powerful, my friends. I do like the clone at Town Hall 11. I think it's viable at Town Hall 11. We'll find out about Town Hall 10. I don't think so. Just too many spell slots. You don't have enough firepower. Does that make sense? But anyways, very nice attack. Give him props. Give him props for sure. And yes, very nicely done from McSliver. Anyways, okay, doing a crane walk from Richard. Now, again, this is Spartans Legacy. These jokers, they're not jokers, they're skilled, awesome attackers. And why a queen walk here? Well, look at the value. We already know. So he's tucked away from the Infernos, and then he's going to miner it. So what these archers are doing up at 12, they're helping the miners push into the base, and then he's got the queen with the Warden. Now, if you didn't know, having the Warden behind the queen helps keep her alive longer. It's a very smart trick. Just make sure you put the queen down first and she takes damage, and then you put down the healers to lock onto the queen so they won't go to the Warden. You want them to stay on the queen. Does that make sense? These archers at 6 are just helping her funnel. And then you notice he brought 7 wall breakers. Now, why 7? Well, he brought 7 because this extra Inferno Tower could easily take them down so fast that they wouldn't break into the wall. And if they didn't break in, that would have spelled trouble. So the purpose of the queen got some huge value on the walk and going to get this second Inferno Tower. Not only the second Inferno Tower, but also some of these expos using the Warden ability as well. And look at this beautiful stuff. So Baby Dragon is there to help King funnel in. And to deal with this first, this Inferno Tower at 12, look what Richard's doing. Jump spell with the King. Now, this is brilliant stuff, guys. You got to start looking out for this. The King is helping pathing. He's taking down the Inferno, and then he's going to miner this kind of core section. See right here? So if you can spot those sort of things, You know, I mean, a lot of people might have just bum rushed in, putting miners by the Inferno, but he realized, hey, use the king to some serious advantage to get it down. Now, the queen did drop. She could not handle the 3 expos and the archer tower all at once, so she did drop in the end, but no big deal because the king did take down the Inferno tower, and on this middle section, gonna have a lot of miners up. Now, these miners are sweet. I can tell you for sure they're sweet. Because they're doing wonders, certainly at Town Hall 11, but even at Town Hall 10, we've seen them quite a bit. Some 3 stars too. I have some attacks, I'll show you those. Check out those videos as well. But look at this stuff, man. This is just bases annihilated from Richard, showing us how it's done, hot and dirty style. So, again, there's not much, I mean, he had the strategy at the beginning. He funneled the miners. That's what you want to do with the miners. And from there on, miners just do their own thing. Sometimes you can help them funneling with bowlers. You can use archers, minions, things like that. And that's what he did. At 12 o'clock, you noticed, he used the king and some archers, baby dragon as well. And then at 6, used some archers to help the queen out. So just find out where the pathing is. I mean, look how many miners he's got. This is just a domination. I don't even know how many that is. Is that like 15 or something? 15 miners up? Maybe even more. Maybe like 20. But 2 Town Hall 11 triples? Are you kidding me? Whoa, hot stuff indeed. But yes, that is some beautiful. We are in the no dip league, so we're placing Assassin's Core. So we just do 11v11, 10v10, 9v9. So that's why we're going for these triples on the 11s, and it has been working out beautifully. Anyway, Spartan's Legacy showing us how it's done. Now I want to show this hit. This is the first time using. Look at this, maxed Infernos. He's got some of the max archer towers as well. And I want to just talk about Epic, his kind of way of thinking and what you should be looking at. Now look what he's doing with archers, some bowlers. This is for the funnel. Look at this bowler bounce. Beautiful stuff on the bowler bounce and the wizard here. Now this is, you know, sure, getting some mortars down, which is very critical. It's also doing more than that. It's helping funneling for his witches and bowlers as well. So getting 2 kind of things. See, these archers are just helping out. That's what they're doing. If you can look for those sort of things, help out the witches as much as possible. You know, that is what you want to be looking for. Now, of course, on a fresh hit, you know, we don't know what's in the clan castle. We don't know where all the traps are. And with these big time Infernos, it's going to be tough to get through this because, you know, these Infernos, these extra defenses. But I wanted to show this attack. I know it failed, but really it wasn't, because you can tell he knows what he's doing, and just by the way he dropped his troops and funneled them in, took down some mortars as well. He didn't quite have enough witches go on the outside, unfortunately. He had a lot more going to the core. I don't think he wanted all those in the core. He needed just a couple more on the outside. Would it have been a 3-star? I don't think so, just because there's just too many defenses around here for them to handle. But he would have gotten some more percentage. That's about it. Some of the witches died in the middle there. Now, typically on Town Hall 11s, it's a little bit different meta than Town Hall 10s, but in Town Hall 10s, you don't really want witches going into the core. They can die very easily by bombs and things of that nature. You want them to kind of circle around on the outside perimeter. Town Hall 11s, you do have the option of maybe sending some into the core, but I still like going around. Now, this is a, you know, 2-star attack, which is really great. That's kind of the power of using the bowler witch strategy. You get percentage, and you can get that in case you don't get the 3-star, which it's going to be tough. I mean, look, he has quite a bit of the base left. These defenses really pack a punch. Max Inferno, max Archer Towers, but a very good attack from Epic, guys. That's what y'all need to look for. Bowler bounces on the mortars. If some people don't know about that, I've talked about it before. Just be on the lookout for that. I'm trying to help kind of funnel your troops in just like he did, and we'll end it there, and that is some beautiful stuff. But yes, thanks guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Halo out.